What's going on, guys? It's Groove back again with another one from Mastery by Robert Greene. And in this chapter, or in this section, should I say, we're going to be going over how to find the perfect mentor. What does that look like? Why you need a mentor, and some strategies for what you should look for in a mentor when you find that mentor. So most people today want to do everything on their own. And that's because our pride and our ego kind of like get in our way. And we need to put that aside and humble ourselves. And we need mentors. And this is because life is short and you can waste valuable years trying to figure out your life's task when somebody can fast track that for you. Not necessarily shortcut you to success, but actually put you on the correct path, and so you can learn the right things without going through years and years of mistakes. Another reason we need proper mentors in our life is because they can show us where we need to focus our attention, and they provide us realistic feedback. The goal is always to absorb as much knowledge as we can from our mentors and ultimately surpass them or move on. So before we find this mentor, we have to realize in order to learn anything, it requires a sense of humility. We have to be humble, and this is crucial in your younger years of your life. Your main focus as a young adult should be trying to acquire as much practical knowledge as you possibly can in the most efficient way possible. When it comes to finding the right mentor, they don't give shortcuts. What they do is they will streamline the process to get to where you want to go. Now, you can learn things on your own, you can do it on your own, but it just takes years to become a master at a craft because you have to go through so many failures along that path. So when it comes to mentorship, do not shy away from anything menial or secretarial. You are there to learn. And when I read this, it kind of made me think of, I think her name was Glorilla, the rapper. She was asking for a secretary or somebody, an assistant, that she was going to pay $500 a week for to come like help her. And everybody was like killing her online saying $500 a week. What is that? I can't survive off of that. What do you, like, you need to pay me more. But again, that's the ego getting in the way. That's the pride getting in the way. Think about what you would learn by being her assistant. Now you've got to know her. You've got to know her team. You've got to know the industry. You've learned everything about the music industry and how to be an assistant for her. Like, do you know how that would like leapfrog you into a better position, into a more, a lucrative position within the industry, if that's what you wanted? When it comes to the mentorship, don't worry about the money so much. You're there for the learning experience. If you're having a hard time finding a mentor finding a mentor and you don't know where to look for one, it will be best to develop yourself first. Put the work in and go as far as you can on yourself, and a mentor will come into your life when you're ready. And when I read this, I remember watching, it was a 3-part documentary series on Kai Greene and how he was preparing for one of his Olympias. It's a little bit of an older one now. There was a part in this documentary when he was in this small apartment and he was cooking his meals, and he said every time he's in the gym, people would ask him, hey, how do I find a coach? I need a coach. Like, what tips can you give me? And he said the number one thing he tells people is just get started. Don't worry about how much weight you're lifting. Don't worry about having the perfect workout plan. Don't worry about, the minutia details on how much salt you should add to your food or how many ounces of chicken or rice you should eat. He said, just get started. And then during that path, the right teacher will come into your life. The right mentor will come along and find you. So when it comes to the right mentors, the best ones usually have a wide range of experience and knowledge. They don't usually specialize on one area or field. These are the best ones for you because they allow you to open your mind to just different things at large, a higher level of thinking. Again, you don't want somebody who's just specialized on one thing. You want somebody who has a breadth of knowledge on a lot of different things. So even though having one mentor would be the best, sometimes that's not always possible. And so you may find several different mentors within your environment, and you can bounce around through each of them, acquiring certain knowledge that fills those gaps individually. And at a bare basic level, if you can't find an immediate mentor or multiple mentors, he also recommends that reading books really helps you, which is why I really love books. And this is why I have some of my favorite people shining front and center, because you can learn so much from these people just by reading about them, reading about their history, how they grew up. Their life experiences will just open your mind and unlock your mind. And again, they can be your mentors without you actually having them, around in your life. One last thing he mentions is, he says, don't feel guilty at the end for leaving your mentor or your master. That sounds kind of crazy, but he says, don't feel guilty. That is the ultimate goal, is to absorb as much knowledge as you can from these people and then move on so you can become your own master at whatever craft or life task you're doing. So next we're going to go over some strategies for trying to find the perfect master. I said it again. So find the perfect mentor. So the first strategy is choose one according to your needs. He recommends don't just choose, a person because they're older than you, or you may think that they have more experience than you. Understand what your goal is, understand what your life task is, and then pick a mentor who more aligns with that. So strategy 2 is gaze deep within your mentor's mirror. And this strategy is all about building toughness. You want a mentor that is not just going to baby you. They are going to give you solid, realistic feedback, and you should ask for that. You should want that. That's how you get better. Not only will this reveal your strengths and weaknesses, it will also give you confidence over time, because now you know what you're good at. You can get better at that. Now you know what you need to work on. You can get better at that, which just gives you confidence to be the best version of you can be. So strategy 3 is create the back and forth. For a lot of us, our mentors are going to be older than us, so which means they come from a different generation. But don't be afraid to give your mentor some ideas. And so you could create this back and forth between the two of you. And then this is how your relationship just deepens, and they know exactly what you want to focus on and what areas they can improve on. Again, because they have this back and forth. It's not just a one-way mentorship. He brings up a lot of examples about sports, especially like boxing with their coaches. But he said, once this back and forth mentorship is established, that can spark unlimited potential between the two of you, which can just take the both of you guys to new heights. And so yeah, with that's pretty much it for this chapter. I really like this chapter, going over mentors and why it's necessary. Again, we all have a limited amount of time on this planet, and you need to make the best use out of this time as you can. And to do that, we all need mentors. One would be great, but multiple would be better. And so with that, go ahead and hit a like and subscribe if you haven't already, and I'll catch you guys at the next one. Peace.